Happy Wednesday, everyone! Today's video is going to be a different type of video. I'm gonna do a story time video, but also just like a general video because I feel like this topic I've never seen this talked about on YouTube. Maybe it's just because lice is not really something people talk about, or maybe just because it's more common in children, but either way, today's video is going to be my lice horror story. And if at any point you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so more people can find this video and my channel in the future. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that would be super awesome. And let's go ahead and jump in. So to start off, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about lice and how sucky it is. If you've ever had lice, let me know in the comments down below because I have had lice 3 times in my life. I had it once when I was in elementary school and pretty much all my friends had it. It was awful. Second time I think was in middle school. I don't really remember it as much. And then the third time was last year when I was about to go to my internship in Toronto, and I will get into that. But I just wanted to start off by saying that lice is one of the most embarrassing things probably you can get. Like, I personally think it was so embarrassing. You may not think that either, but it's also just really sucky because you have no idea, usually you have no idea where you got it, how you got it, and you can pretty much get it anywhere. Like, I was talking to doctors and everything, and you can pretty much get it anywhere, like on a bus, at your friend's house, and there's like no way of knowing, you know, that you have it right away so you can catch it early. But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, that lice is just so sucky. And if you are going through it or you recently went through it, I feel for you. I know what it's like. And honestly, when I hear that, if someone tells me I have lice, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not cutting my hair over my dead bodies. That's the first thing I think of, is the fact that I have to cut my hair, and that never happens because I'd never cut my hair. So basically, let's get started into the story. What happened was my head started itching probably a couple weeks before I had to leave for my internship, and I went to the on-campus doctor because I was in college, and I went there and I was like, dude, my head is so itchy. I have no idea what's wrong. Can you please check for lice? And he basically just said that I had no lice and that maybe it was just an itchy scalp or something. So he told me to get this special shampoo that's like even harsher than Head and Shoulders for dandruff and just irritation. And I tried that and it didn't really work. And I just kind of like let it go. But I was up in the middle of the night scratching my head because it hurt so bad. It was just insanely itchy, and it was like absolutely insane. I just honestly thought it was dry skin and different things like that, and as you can tell, wasn't. So basically that's what happened, and then I left for my internship, and the plan was to go to the first thing I was doing was flying to Ottawa to visit my family. If you don't know, I have like half my family basically lives in Ottawa, so I was going to visit my 2 brothers and my nieces and nephews. I have 2 nieces, 2 nephews, 2 brothers, both married. Anyway, so I was going to visit them because Toronto's obviously super close to Ottawa. I figured might as well stop in, hang out with my nieces and nephews because they're growing up so fast and I wanted to see them. And so basically what happened was I was on my first flight, everything was good. And then on my second flight, thank God, 2 people weren't like sitting next to me. I had the whole row or aisle to myself, which was super nice. But if you don't like gross things, I would just fast forward through this part if you don't like bugs. But basically, I knew that I had the suspicion that I had lice, and this whole flight I was just scratching my head the whole time. It was so awkward. Flight attendants kept walking by and I'm like, just trying to scratch my head like nonchalantly. I was scratching my head and I pull my hand away and I look under my fingernail. I bet you can guess what I saw. It was a full-size lice bug. I don't know the technical term for it, but there was a bug there, and if I was not on an airplane, I definitely would have screamed. Thank God I was on an airplane, but thank God there was no one else sitting beside me because I would have had a freak out. And it was just like, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm not anywhere close. I'm close to family, but I'm not anywhere close to my mom. She can't help me. And just all this stuff is running through my head. As soon as I land, I text my cousin who's picking me up. I'm like, I think I might have lice. We need to go to the drugstore like ASAP. So she picks me up, we go to the drugstore, and I like beg the pharmacist to like look in my hair and just like confirm. And it was so funny. I was like, can you please look at my head to make sure I have this so I don't, you know, so I'm not crazy, because I'm like positive I do. And so she looks and she's like, yeah, it's really common in adults and it's not really, I don't know, it's common, so don't worry about it. But the only shitty thing about this next part is the fact that I have younger nieces and nephews that are in sports and school and different things, and I was supposed to spend my whole entire weekend at my brother's place and hang out with my nieces and nephews, and that all changed because as soon as I told them I have lice, we all decided that that probably wasn't a good idea to hang around them. Thank goodness I do have a ton of family in Ottawa, so I just stayed at my aunt's house with my cousin and everything, and so that was really awesome, and my aunt like did my hair the first night, which was so nice. Basically, if you've never had lice, you just have to like use a special shampoo and then pick through your hair with this really fine tooth comb. It's so tedious, and I just could not believe that I was going through this without my mom. At, 19 that I it was just so awful, and I just didn't know what to do. And so yeah, I did get to see my nieces and nephews, but when you have lice, and if you had lice, you kind of know this, you have to stay home from school, you can't see anyone because it's super contagious, and it just sucks because you feel like you have this disease and you can't get close to people. Like, since I was hoping to play with kids, like kids are really like rambunctious and stuff, and you want to like play with them so they're up close and personal, but I couldn't do that because I was so afraid of them catching it, and that would be awful. So it just really sucks when you have lice. You feel like you're this contagious thing, but you still feel fine. It's not like you're sick or anything. So yeah, it was really sucky. I did get to see them, but yeah, thank goodness I was with my aunt and everything. And then if you've ever had lice, it takes a few treatments to get it done. So my aunt did it the one night, and then I can't remember, we might have tried it the second night, but basically I was leaving in 2 days to go to Toronto, and I was kind of on my own. And thank God that in Toronto they have this, I want to say like treatment center. It's like the brand or the company name is called Nitwits, and you can basically go there if you have lice and get it treated. They're professionals, they know what they're looking for, they know how to get it out, especially if you have thick hair, because this is a lot of hair to go through when you have something like that. So I got to go there, and they just did my hair, and then you pay for like a treatment, and then you come back the next week and they double check to make sure everything's gone. And it just also really sucks because all your clothes, everything you've touched is basically contaminated. If you're kids, you have to like freeze your stuffed animals and stuff like that, and it was just a nightmare having to deal with that across the country. It was just so awful, and especially when I get to Toronto. I have one cousin that lives in Toronto, but I was basically on my own the rest of the time, and I was just like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, this is so awkward. My hair is so greasy. I feel awful. Another super embarrassing thing about having lice is having to tell the friends that you've recently hung out with. So obviously I had to tell Cody because he's been around me the most, and he had to do the treatment. He had to get his dad to do the treatment for him, and I don't think he actually ended up having anything, so that was really good. But still, like, it's so embarrassing to be like, hey homie, like, I have lice, now you have to do the treatment too because you were hanging out with me. So yeah, I hate that part. But yeah, it just sucks having lice and having to avoid everyone. It's just so awful and super inconvenient when you're not in your hometown or not at your home. I'm just really thankful that I was able to go to a place like Nitwits, because without them I would be completely lost and so alone on what to do with my hair, because I obviously can't treat it myself. And yeah, they were very helpful, very kind, so I really appreciate them and their service. And yeah, I just wanted to open up the conversation about lice because this is a beauty channel and lice happens, and it happens when you least expect it, and it's super inconvenient, but it does happen. So I just wanted to mention it and get this video out there because I basically didn't even tell anyone. Like, none of my friends really knew at school that this had happened, and just different things. I don't know. It's just not something I really talked about, but I think it should be talked about more because it is something that does happen commonly among everyone. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't seen my last storytime video, it is a Selena Gomez Instagrams me storytime, and it's a little less gross than talking about lice. So I will have that video linked down below if you want to go check it out, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. Have a great day. Bye!